Have you ever pondered whether the United States is already immersed in a recession? The indicators can often be elusive, and the economy, like a chameleon, has a knack for defying expectations. Let's begin with a simple question. What is a recession? A recession is typically defined as a significant decline in economic activity spread across the economy, lasting more than a few months. But what about a mild recession? It's a term you might not have come across before. A mild recession is a period of economic decline that is less severe than a full-blown recession. It's like a soft rain compared to a thunderstorm. Output. Predicting the onset of a mild recession can be as hard as predicting where lightning will strike next. It's a challenge because the signs of a mild recession can be subtle and easily overlooked. The economy might seem to be doing well on the surface, but underneath there could be currents of instability. Let's take a look at the recent situation in the United States. The U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis published data showing that real GDP decreased by 0.9% in the second quarter of 2022, following a negative decline in the first quarter. Does this indicate a recession? Here's where it gets tricky. If the National Bureau of Economic Research were to announce the onset of a recession in January of 2022, we would find ourselves in a peculiar situation. The recession would be occurring against a backdrop of full employment, with the unemployment rate decreasing from 4% to 3.6% in the first 2 quarters of the year. However, GDP growth rate alone isn't a clear indicator of a recession, especially in the case of a mild one. The initial GDP value can be revised over the next 2 years, potentially changing the growth from negative to positive, as happened with the 2001 recession. Additionally, a planned change in the base year when calculating real GDP could also flip the sign of GDP growth from negative to positive. For instance, in the 2001 recession, there was a 2-quarter increase in real GDP, but the last revision of the GDP data revealed that the recession had started almost 6 months earlier than officially announced. In conclusion, predicting the onset of a mild recession is a challenging task due to the complexities of economic indicators. In the case of the United States, the negative GDP growth for 2 consecutive quarters at the beginning of 2022 raises questions about whether the country is in a new recession. If it's not a recession, then what is it? If it is a new recession, what explains its unusual nature? These are questions that economists and policymakers are grappling with. Understanding the nuances of economic indicators and the concept of a mild recession is crucial to making sense of these complex issues. As we navigate the economic landscape of the 21st century, it becomes ever more important to remain informed and vigilant.